Hello everyone, welcome to Study Room. So today we'll be starting with a new chapter which is reaching the age of adolescence. So do you know the meaning of adolescence? What age group comes under adolescent? What is puberty? Why we experience certain changes when we move ahead with our life? For example, when we turn 14 or 12, we observe some changes within our body, and the changes are very uncertain and very unfamiliar, but there is a term which can define these changes, so we'll talk about that term. So introduction. A lot of changes take place in human body due to which a person becomes capable of reproducing. So all these changes which happens in your body somehow makes you capable for reproducing, because reproduction and growing your population can only make your survival here confirmed. Do you know about Darwin's survival of the fittest theory? If no, we'll be talking about Darwin's theory of natural selection. Theory of natural selection. So what Darwin say is, if nature selects you, or if deems you as worthy of reproducing, and of worthy of uh, keeping your population safe, then you will be selected by nature, and the selection would be fittest of the fittest would be selected. So what in biology, what fit means the person who is able to reproduce and is able to take his or her of population, or in the form of offsprings ahead. So when we reach puberty, at the age of puberty, we experience certain changes in our body. That changes are due to, because they are making us capable of reproducing. The role that hormones play in bringing about these changes that make a child grow into an adult is immense. So in males there is testosterone, and in females there is estrogen. So when we reached at the certain amount of puberty, then there is a increase in the release of testosterone in males and estrogen in females. Adolescence is the period of life during which the body undergoes changes and that lead to reproductive maturity. So the whole process which leads our body to certain changes is called adolescent. It starts at the age of 11, and it remains till the age of 19 or 18. It varies person to person. Adolescence in girls can be seen before the boys. So this was adolescence, the period of life during which the body undergoes certain changes. So you can see here, try to identify the person who is under adolescence. So probably these are the male generation, this is female generation. So probably these two, because it starts from 11 and ends at 19. So these two person will be under adolescent, and here these two persons, because she is very young and she seems that she is 19 to 20 years old. So the limit is 19-year-old, so can be 19-year-old. So these groups of individuals are during their adolescence period. So we have been talking about puberty. So what is puberty? Puberty means the various changes taking place in the body during adolescence. So the changes, adolescent is the period by which our body uh, feels certain changes to make us reproductively fit. But puberty is those various changes which happen in our body. So puberty ends with teenagers attaining sexual maturity. So when we are at our puberty period, and when we get away with teenagers period, we attain certain characteristics which define our sexual maturity. So that changes, particular changes which happens in our body during adolescence period, changes. The word which I'm stressing here is changes, various changes, and most importantly it differs in male and female, so, or boys or girls. So this was puberty. Even in this figure we can see the girls are going under certain different changes as compared to boys. We'll be discussing about this in our upcoming slides. So you can see here there are various examples. For example, girls starts menstruation, and boys and girls all gain body hairs. So these are some sort of changes. There is an increase in the ovaries in the girl child, menstruation period, the thickening or deepening of voice in the boys, and these are all happens in the period of puberty. Changes during puberty. We'll be discussing about changes during puberty. First one is increase in height. So you can see this person is increasing in height. So this is brought about by the growth in long bones and arms. So when our size of bones increases, so the bone size increases, then our height also increases. Initially, girls are observed to grow faster than boys, but both attain their maximum height by the age of 18 years. So it seems that girls grows faster than boys, but when they both reaches at the age of 18, we'll see all of them have attained certain sort of height. So this is all because of changes which occur during the adolescence period. There is a change in body shape. In case of boys, deep development of broader shoulders. You can see the boys develop broader shoulders, hair, wider chest, prominent muscles. We can see their muscles. Whereas in girls, the waist becomes wider. There is an increase in the ovaries, the fat in the chest region. So these are different changes which we undergo during our puberty period. We all undergo during our puberty period. The voice pattern. So you'll observe that voice of males becomes deep when they grow in age, but voice of female become low pitch. The girls become high pitch. There is a thickness or sharpness in their voice, but in case of boys, the voice becomes broad and low pitch. It becomes very deep. So this is because of the voice box, also known as larynx, starts growing during puberty. In males, it undergoes onto protrude in the neck regions, being known as Adam's apple. So in boys, you can see this particular area is more enhanced as compared to girls. So this area is called Adam's apple because this increases in size in case of males. Hence, the boys develop low pitched voice, whereas girls develop high pitched voice because we don't have Adam's apple. There is an activity of sweet glands. So sweet glands means glands which are responsible for sweat. So during puberty, activity of sweat glands undergo an increase, resulting in production of excess sweat. So when we undergo puberty, there is an increase in sweat secretion. So the glands are also known as sebaceous gland. It's present on your skin. So they secrete more oil. That's why when you are under your adolescent period, the skin, you can see your face, they have sort of acne or oils. So this is all because of the development of glands which occurs during your puberty period. So for example, accumulation of oil, that's what we talked about, bacterial action, acne in teenagers. So these are all because of our changes which occur during our puberty period. So what were all? Height, body shape, and voice patterns, sweat glands. So the major changes which occurs are in the sex organ. So complete development of testis and penis. Testis and penis in case of boys. Testis begins producing sperm. So after puberty, we gain sexual maturity. So in case of boys, they start producing sperm. Whereas in case of girls, they produce ova or egg. We know what are ova and egg. These are female gametes. So you can see here we discussed about both of these things. So this is male sex organ, this is female sex organ. We have uterus, hair, vagina. Uterus is hair, it's uterus. Then we have vagina, then we have cervix, this is cervix. This is uterus, this is male, this is penis, and we have certain sort of things. These are sperm ducts, these are testes. So we have boys have a pair of testes. And most importantly, apart from the physical changes, we undergo emotional and intellectual maturity as well. The learning capacity of our brain increases, our intellectual development takes place. Adolescents are more independent than before. They gain certain sort of thinking maturity as well, self consciousness. So this was all about adolescence period. What is puberty? What sort of changes we undergo during our puberty changes? So there were 5 to 6 changes: body shape, voice patterns, and emotional and intellectual maturity. So there were many changes. So the adolescent period is when we undergo certain changes to gain sexual maturity, and those changes are called puberty period. So the boys and the girls undergoes different changes considering their sex and gender. So this was about puberty. I'll see you in the next video with secondary sexual organs. So thank you.